Hello, family. We live yet once again. Let's let this come out. All right, all right. How's everybody doing today? Um, it's 12:04. I promise you, I was working this thing at 11:55. Trying to get everything in place, get the camera right, and everything. So again, my name is the real Elisa Applewhite. Again, it's the real Elisa Applewhite. I call myself CEO 3 times because I have 3 companies. Um, so for people who don't understand, who don't know who I am, so we have a healthcare staffing agency called Top of the Line Healthcare Staffing, and then we have the nonprofit called TOTLHS, Heart of Gold Inc., and then we have the consulting company. So this is the consulting side, and that is called the Real Elisa Applewhite Consulting. And I get so many questions per day. I talk to a lot of people. I get so many questions per day about business, healthcare, right? How do you transform from being a nurse to a business owner, stuff like that, right? And I absolutely cannot, family. I love y'all. I do. I really do. I want to send all y'all messages back. I want to answer every DM, but I don't have the time to answer them all. So this is my way of targeting questions. So if you have a question that you want answered, you can comment it, you can DM it to me, and I'll answer it in the next live. So I am answering questions for 15 minutes per day, based on the questions that people ask me. And I have got StreamYard, and when I tell you, this is amazing. This is so amazing, right? StreamYard is amazing. It's allowed me to do things that I didn't know I can do. All right, so I want everybody to make sure you follow me at www therealaac.com. Go to my website, check us out, and you can also follow me at that's our top of the line. See, StreamYard is amazing. Like, this is awesome. So our website is Top of the Line Healthcare Staffing. I'm definitely gonna talk about our Heart of Gold Gala that we have every year. So you can go and get your tickets today. So you can register with us. And I'm also talking about let's see. We talk about the tickets, we're gonna talk about the book. Y'all, I'm getting it together here. I feel like I hit something, I don't know what. There we go. The real Lisa Applewhite. So the question of today, it comes from Joe. Joe is a very, very good friend of mine. I'm talking about almost like family. We've been rocking since transporting. Okay, we've been rocking since transporting. So the question of today is, what is the difference? Let me take off this ticker. Let me not do this and hit that. There we go. What is the difference between profit and revenue? So this is a really, really good question because people ask all the time. All right, Elisa, if you created a revenue of 3.5 million, that means you got 3.5 million in the bank. No, sweetie, no. All right. So let me explain to you, right? So the difference between profit and revenue is what you generate for your company, right? It is the overall money that you generate. So if you generate $100, For your company, you generated a total amount of $100. And then your profit is how much you get to keep to invest back into your company, right? So that's what you're supposed to do, invest back in your company. Some people spend it, but it's best practices to invest back in your company. So just say that you made a total amount of $100 for your company. That would be your revenue. And then your profit was $10. So that is the difference between revenue and profit. And people say, well, at least it doesn't make sense. If I'm going to generate $100 for my company and I only get $10, like what in the world, what am I in business for? So this is where you get educated and you get mentors. For people who don't know, I am a mentor with healthcare staffing, and I'm also a mentor to help medical professionals become better medical professionals. I also talk at hospitals to educate their staff as well and to show them on how to treat their medical professionals, right? Why do I do that? Because I've been a medical professional for 14 years of my life, 18 years, no, 14 years nursing, 18 years all together in healthcare. So I love healthcare. I love taking care of patients. I love seeing them heal. I love seeing them change. Right. So this is what you need to know. You need to know what is the difference between profit and revenue. Again, so you brought in for your company for whatever products or services that you're selling $100, and that is the revenue for the company. And then the profit is what you get to keep to either invest in your company or keep for yourself. All right. So one, I always give you three things about any question that I have. One of the things I want to have is revenue is what you create. So how do you create revenue, right? Revenue is what you create. How do you create it? You create it by putting medical professionals to work. You create it by selling t-shirts. You create it by selling books. You create it by giving speeches, right? You create revenue however your services are in your business. So whatever you're doing in your business to generate money, to bring money to you from a person, that is revenue, right? So make sure that you have the correct books to monitor your revenue so you can see your expenses. And have an accountant. I always tell people, Carolina Appointee, she the truth. She the truth, right? Miss Sandy, she's the truth. So these are people that are truly great accountants, love their business, really love numbers, and will help you out on this situation, right? So you create revenue by whatever you're selling. So if you're selling books, again, you're selling t-shirts, if you have nurses going to work, if you're selling gloves, if you're selling CDs, that is the revenue you create. And this is why it should be recorded, right? This is why it shouldn't be a side hustle. It should be recorded. Even if it is your side hustle, record it. Give yourself credit for the work that you're doing, because there's a really good reason, and that's going to be my last part. There's a really good reason why you should have proof of the revenue you created in your business, right? And I'm so excited to express this with y'all. Like, I am so over thrilled because this changed the game for me. I didn't understand this part, but that last part changed the game. So make sure you stay on for the 15 minutes for this part. So make sure whatever revenue you're bringing in, that you are recording it. You can record it with QuickBooks. There's other stuff that's out there, but I always tell people about the stuff I use. I love QuickBooks because it's friendly, it's people friendly. I can pull all my reports off of QuickBooks. I can see my expenses coming in and out. I can see them on a daily basis, weekly basis, however you set it up, right? So make sure you are recording your revenue, right? And make sure you're doing your taxes, okay, doing your taxes, so they can see your revenue is being recorded and that you have an official business. All right, so number two, make sure when it comes to your profit, again, remember, profit is what you keep in your pocket or what you invest back in your business. As a mentor and as a business owner, I'm going to tell you to invest that back in your business, right? You only start taking a percentage when your business is flourishing and you are at the revenue that you targeted. So we can discuss that later if somebody has a question about targeting revenue, right? So the profit at minimum should be 30%. Meaning if you bring in $100 a month of revenue for your company, you should be keeping $30, right? So for every $100 at minimum that you make for your company, you should be keeping $30. Now, some people have a 40% revenue on profit. Some people have a 50% profit. Some people have an 80% profit. It just depends on what services you're in, right? It depends on what you're servicing. So if you're in healthcare, if you're doing books, if you're doing t-shirts, whatever it is, your profit should never be less than 30%. You should make sure you keep your profit at 30% or higher, right? This helps out with so many things. And if you take my mentorship, I can, especially in healthcare, if you want to do healthcare staffing, you take my mentorship, I can help you to break down where a percentage of your profit is supposed to go so you can have a stable business, right? It's all about foundation. You have to have the right foundation and able to keep succeeding. All right, so the first thing we talked about is how do you create revenue? We talked about that. The second thing was profit at 30% or greater, right? So you can flourish in your business. Now, this third thing that was the second thing. The third thing I'm ready to talk about, I can't even hold it anymore. I got to get it out. The reason why revenue is so important and profit is so important, but revenue, I feel like revenue overtops profit. Now, people might say something different. Put it in the comments and tell me why you think differently. But you are a legal business, right? And you have recorded revenue, right? And you have recorded taxes. The banks, they call you themselves and say, hey, Elisa, we seen that you made 3.5 revenue this year. You made 1 million revenue the first year. And we want to know if you can use $1 million to help you keep growing. What? I'm telling you, I have been a medical professional for 18 years of my whole life. And I'm so glad Joe asked this question. And thank you, Joe. I appreciate you. I have been a medical professional for 18 years of my life. Everything that I wanted, a car, I had to go to the bank to the car dealership to, right? The house, I had to go to the bank to the car dealership to, right? Furniture, I had to go to the bank to. I had to go to the car dealer, for furniture. I had to go directly to the bank or whoever I got the furniture through. I've never had a bank call me and say, hey, that you created this amount of money and we would like to lend you $1 million. Do you think you can use it? And this is why it is so, so important. This is my third point. Why it's so, so important to keep your revenue documented so you can pull out your credentials and you can pull out, I seen that comment. I'm gonna throw it up here real quick. Hold on. I was on the road. I was on the road. There we go. This is why it is so, so important for you to pull out your credentials and make sure that your Kevin, thank you, Kevin. I'm telling you, this shipyard is awesome, y'all. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I can put the comments up while I'm doing it. Joe 100. That's Joe right there, y'all. He asked this question. I'm talking about it. So this is why it is so important to get stuff documented. This is why you need to have QuickBooks. This is why you need an accountant. This is why in business, if you're going to do it, you got to do it the right way, because when you get that call, it's going to sit you down. I couldn't believe it. I was just, what? Who? You want to give me $1 million to do what? To believe in my dream and my goals? I'll take it. So what I'm saying to you is, the reason why you want to make sure your revenue is documented, the reason why you want to keep 30% of profit is because they don't only just look at the revenue. Let me correct that for y'all as well. They look at the revenue and they say, oh my God, this person has generated this amount of money. Let's see how much money we can lend them. And when they look and see how much money they can lend you, now they got to look at your cash flow. So that's another question, right? Your cash flow. They got to see, all right, can she handle the $1 million loan? If I give her this loan over 10 years or 25 years, can she handle this loan, right? Can her company sustain it without making her go bankrupt? And then a thing they'll look at is line of credits. Hey, Elisa, by the way, we see after we did your numbers, we see that you can't handle $1 million loan, but we can give you a line of credit for $1 million. That's gonna be my next one. So somebody gonna say, what's a line of credit? All right, family, thank you so much. I want you to know 3 tips. What is the difference between profit and revenue? Revenue is what you create. Profit you should keep at 30% or greater. And then financial institutions will call you when you get to that bag. So get to your bag, y'all. Come join this millionaire on her journey. I absolutely love y'all. Let me throw up my banner so you can go to my website. And at my website, therealaac.com, you can order your book. I'm gonna put the banner up there for my is make the call to get the client. Again, is make the call to get the client. How you can create 7 figures in your healthcare staff and business. But again, you can take that and relate it to every part of your life. We doing the Heart of Gold Gala. I would make sure I was gonna mention that the Heart of Gold Gala is in October of this year. We celebrate 52 medical professionals and we party. We party. So if you want to be a part of that, make sure you go to that website, buy your tickets today. I will be texting family and friends all day today and tomorrow. I'm ready. I am excited about this year, and I hope you are excited. And I want you to remember that at the end of the day, I love you, right? If nobody tells you that, when you wake up, Elisa loves you. She adores you. I'm glad that you woke up. I'm glad that you're breathing. I'm glad that you're here. But God, He trumps me every day. He absolutely loves you in all your mess, right? In all your mess and in all my mess. So don't forget that you are truly, truly loved. All right, family. Love y'all. Bye bye.